Life is really all about choices, and we have absolute freedom of choice to choose moment by moment what exactly we want to experience and what we don't want to experience. I just opened this box of uh, just looked like they had no labels on it. It looked like a pizza box. I opened it with their these delicious looking donuts. I mean, I took one of them, and then my nephew said, then I took another one. He said, "One is enough." I said, "No, one is not enough with donuts, especially with these ones." And I just chose to put a date on it, just as a cherry on top or something, whatever the fuck the humans call it. But yeah, it's really delicious. So I'm gonna enjoy it, and I wanted to do a quick video about it, just to talk about like um, choices. And we're right now in this playing this raid, Destiny 2 World of Glass raid, and you know they just didn't really happen. Like the team kept dying, and people got frustrated, and they left. That is their choice. And is this dude is still here? Yeah, um, uh, yeah, I'm gonna choose to leave the team as well because I choose to, not because everybody else left. Maybe because everybody else left, they're just too fun. Anyway, that's what my character looks like there. A warlock titan hunter mixed merged together, um, like that. So if you play Destiny, if you choose to maybe add me there, it's Royal Anwar, ANWXAR. And on a serious note, honestly, like the creator has gifted us with the absolute freedom of choice for us to really live every single moment exactly how we want to live it. It has nothing to do with the creator, it has nothing to do with the universe, it has nothing to do with Yeshua, it has nothing to do with Muhammad, it has nothing to do with your second coming, it has nothing to do with Al Mahdi, it has nothing to do with Babaji, it has nothing to do with Lakshmi, it has nothing to do with the universe. It always has everything to do with your transcendent singularity self, with your own truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self. It is always about you, not your soul wave, not your ego, not your little self. I'm talking about your higher self, the thing that you guys humans call higher self. Think of that as your little self, as the soul. You're basically the ego is the collective summation, the collective awareness of your sacred human temple body vessel container. So think of that as the soul wave or the ego, whatever they call it, the same shit anyway. And think of that as your higher self. But think of these three zeros, these three magnets, as your transcendence, singularity, self, which is the summation of yourself, the main self, is a summation of your spiritual self, mental self, emotional self, physical self, which is your soul wave or your ego. It doesn't matter; it's part of the equation. Don't discount it. If you do, you will be missing out on dimension number 4. And then you have your financial self, you have your architect self, you have your creation self, you have your transcendent self, you have your source self, the part of you that is connected to the source, that is the source itself. You have your archangel self, you have your guardian self, you have your ascended master self, and then you have your Al-013 self. And together those 13 selves make up what I refer to as your transcendence singularity self. And that transcendence singularity self, I have code named it Transcendence Royal Admiral. That is like my eternal lame, my eternal name, my eternal name on a whole universal cosmic infinitum scale. At least that is what I would prefer to. That is what I have chosen. That is what I have made the choice to choose to be known as a Transcendence Royal Anwar. But some people call me Royal Anwar Transcendence. Some call me just Royal Anwar or just Royal. It doesn't matter which name you call me, it doesn't matter at all that matters is that you have fun exploring, understanding, realizing, and being your own transcendent singularity self, being your own truest, purest, highest, darkest, unbounded self, being your own, being the embodiment of your own spiritual. That thing just dropped. Honestly, that is like being the embodiment of your own spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, financial architect, creation, transcendence, source, archangel, guardian, ascended master, 013 self. This thing just fell down, one of them. I'm just trying to find out where the fuck did it go. And it's like we in life we're always like looking for, we always start on this path to searching for ourselves. It doesn't matter wherever you look, it doesn't matter what books you're reading, it doesn't matter what the spirituality you're studying, it doesn't matter what religious things you're looking at. Fundamentally, you're always looking for your own self. You're always looking for your own creator. You're always looking for your own source, for your own transcendental absolute source creator. You're always trying to find, or at least, or go back to the place where we came from, which is this whole universal cosmic infinitum. And right now, I'm just don't know where the fuck this thing went. And that's the thing. Sometimes when we lose ourselves, when we lose like a part of ourselves. Because remember, we are all thrice great beings, thrice great selves, and if we lose one part of ourselves, then we are incomplete. We are not shalom. Shalom means complete, whole, peace. If you miss, right now one of these things is missing. I'm trying to fucking find it. Then it's complete whole, but it's not peace. It's not peaceful, because we can see right now I'm slightly agitated. I'm looking for it, like, where the fuck is this thing? And then I can choose to keep looking for it. I can choose to be frustrated, or I can choose to chill and eat one of those donuts, because it's always a choice. And that thing is, even though it's dropped, it's somewhere here. It is not gone. It is not disconnected from this. It doesn't matter how lost you feel. It doesn't matter how scared you feel. It doesn't matter how suicidal you feel. It doesn't matter how you feel like your life is going shit. It doesn't matter what problems you got. It doesn't matter what challenges you got. It doesn't matter how much you're in debt. It doesn't matter if you have no girlfriend, no partner, no husband, no wife. It doesn't matter if your business is not moving anywhere. It doesn't matter what you got going on. It doesn't matter if you got a legal case going on. It doesn't matter if you're every single day waking up and pushing hard and always learning, growing, and becoming a new person. In a sense, what I mean by new person is you're always discovering something new about yourself. When you're doing that, it's okay. The challenges will come. You will feel lost, but then when you feel lost, you will discover who you truly are. And when I was going down the stairs just to wash the dishes and everything, when I had some food, and I just was like, what the fuck is really this whole thing, this whole transcendence infinity mark about? Like, what the fuck am I? What is this whole transcendental absolute source creator? Like, what is this reality? Like, I keep asking this question again and again, because it's like a donut, but it's not just one single donut. There are two donuts, and then there is something on top like that. I mean, that donut is complete, whole, peace, shalom. This donut is complete, whole, peace, shalom. But when we add the two together, and then we you lick your finger, not like this, like this. You put some cream on it, and then you do this. What I mean is, you're living in Milky Way galaxy. This galaxy has so much milk. So the milk I'm talking about, like water. This galaxy has a lot of fresh, nice water, and it also has a lot of dates. This thing. The things that are in this galaxy, especially on Earth, they're not really so much found in other places in the universe, not like this. Of course, there are other versions of date like that, or water, but water has the same version anyway. But it's slightly different. I don't know what it's like in Andromeda, can't remember. Apparently, I don't know why I can't remember. And last night I had many dream visions with my mother. Oh. And the main theme was basically like I was a bit angry, or like why has certain parts of my memory has been erased, in a sense, like I can't remember it in this lifetime. Like what I still don't, for some reason I still am not able to access certain memories about my history, about who I am as a self, like a soul wave on a whole universal cosmic infinitum, like who I have been. Apparently I was in the Battle of Karbala, apparently I have been in Egypt, in ancient Egypt, apparently I have been in ancient India, in Aryan culture. So I'm what you guys call a very old soul, but somehow, for whatever reason, there is a part of me that is hidden from me. It is not hidden by something else outside of me, it is hidden by my own transcendent singularity self. So I can keep searching for it, I can keep playing, I can keep learning and growing and understanding myself better and better, and remember to just chill, have fun, and grab the donuts, and you know, you can eat it like that, or you can eat it like this. Or you can do that, or you can do it like this. Ooh, got cum on my lips. I mean, got milk on my lips. The reason in most of my videos I make naughty references is because this is an adult entertainment channel, and I'm doing that to get dimension number 3 involved, the emotions, the heart, the feelings, the naughty stuff, because without the emotions, without the feeling, life is incomplete. It's like that. It's like a big piece of it is missing. So every video I do, I try to cover a holistic, multi-dimensional range of at least all the main 0 to 13 dimensions in material shape or form, so you can get a full perspective of the topic that I'm talking about. For this one is like the choice. Right now I'm choosing to eat this one, but I'm going to choose to not eat that yet, that other one, because I'm going to be playing some more game, some PvP and Nightfall and shit like that, and then I'm going to eat it later. But also because my body, my sacred human temple body vessel container, my soul wave, is telling me to not eat anymore. Not this, I mean this I'm eating it, that's cool. The other one, because it knows that the body is getting full. And whenever we choose to not honor our own soul wave within us, then that is when there is a chasm between your higher self and your little self, whatever you call that thing, that bullshit. And then you don't feel shalom anymore, you don't feel complete whole peace, and you feel like there is a part of you that's missing. It's just the connection, it is just the honorific, the respect between your soul wave and your higher self. It's like we had the example of this thing. Think of that as your higher self, think of as the other one as your soul wave, as your ego, whatever. It's like connected like that, and it's like one thing. But right now I'm still looking for that other part of it, that thing, that other one of them. Think of that as like the missing link that goes, oh, there it is. Holy fuck. I mean, look at the chance of that thing falling there. I mean, I was looking for it everywhere, and I just looked, it's there. See it now? Now you have your higher self, your soul wave. In the middle you have something that is neither your higher self, neither your soul wave, neither the ego. It is what I refer to as the transcendence singularity self. It is your singularity self that is not affected by anything. It is the master. It is the master who has the control, who is able to click this, and have fun with it and power it on. Don't know why it's not powering on. It is you, the real you, that is watching, observing, and studying and enjoying this video right now. It is the real you that is like a guardian inside of you, it's like a warrior. It's like a dragon. It's like a phoenix. It doesn't matter how much fun you have with it. It's the one that is ultimately in charge of everything. It is the one that controls everything. It is that thing inside of me that is choosing what part of my memory, what part of my history I remember, what part of it I don't. I'm remembering it day by day, different bits. In the moment when I choose to remember it, when I know it is going to be of greater practical, implement and functional service to humanity right now. I've remembered many parts of my history from before. Some of it was delusional. I thought I was that guy or that one, but I wasn't. But me going through the process, me thinking that I was that being or that being, it led me to the point where I realized, no, I wasn't that. But I didn't judge myself for it. I didn't say, oh, why do I think I was that famous guy or that guy or that guy? Because why should I? We are going through this whole journey together. That's again a choice. I could choose to judge myself at each stage and saying, oh, I fucked up, I've made a lot of errors, I've made a lot of mistakes and this and that. But I choose to not do that, because it is the absolute, it is the spirit, it is the source creator, it is the transcendental absolute source creator that has gifted each of us with freedom of choice on what we want to do. You can choose to be this, that, or no, you can choose to. This is like a chair that has a massage function to it. You can choose to power it on. Now let me just sit on it at least so you can see. It doesn't turn on apparently right now for whatever reason. And you can power it on. You can choose the heat level. You can choose the intensity level. It has different modes. You can do the pulse mode. You can do the press mode. It has a wave mode. It has an automatic mode. It has a normal mode, and then you can choose to massage your back. You can choose to massage your lumbar. I don't know what part that is. I think it's the lower back or something. Or you can choose it to massage your thighs. And then it has a timer function, like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes. So you can set a timer and just relax and do your thing, and your transcendent singularity self will run the show, and all you're doing, you're just enjoying, you're having fun, and you're playing. So right now, and here's the thing, like, I've come to observe my emotional feeling thought waves, emotional with the energy in motion, the heart and stuff, the whole energy in my body. Feeling is the heart, and then thought is like what is happening within your whole being, not just in your brain, but your whole being, your whole body thinks. If you just think with your fucking brain, with the two of them, then you're still using less than 20% of your abilities. But if you think with your whole being, and then there's a thought wave, the wave function, you gotta understand that even though all of this looks physical, it is all like waves of energy, which is like sound, like om, or alif lam mim, or ilayomin, or amin, or om, tat sat om. It is that thing that is invisible, but we are able to observe its reflection. Even though we are looking at waves and you have all these different waves of energy and everything, you gotta understand that it is not what the sound looks like. It is not what like the absolute looks like, or the word that is the creator spoke. It is just its reflection. It is just its mirrored version, because we cannot fundamentally, if you really watch, observe, and you study, again, I'm just showing my own experience. They say that Allah is invisible, or God is invisible, or the Creator is invisible, or Spirit is invisible. In this reality, in this 3D experience, I don't know if we can see them. I don't know if we can see the spirit or the invisible thing, the unborn, unmanifest, undying spirit. But we can see what it looks like. We can see its colors. We can see, look at the rainbow and shit like that. And you gotta understand that color is not color at all. If you're looking at green, you're not looking at green. It's another color. If you're looking at black, it's not black. It's some other colors. If you look at my pink lips or red lips right now, which I don't put in lipstick, by the way, I just put on some Vaseline from time to time. Sometimes, mostly daily, because I like to keep my lips nice. And apparently girls like to, when they take photos, some of them, they do like this. Or I was watching this singer's song and she was doing like this. Apparently they like to show their lips off. Apparently, I don't know, for some reason why girls like to have thick lips. I think it's because when they wanna they like to feel more of the mushroom, the magic mushroom. And the closest thing to seeing the wave was when in October 2021, I think it was like the 1st of October or the 4th of October, I had some DMT. And I remember I was lighting it up in the glass and I could see this tiny particles, the tiny little kitties dancing in wave functions. But you gotta understand, if you really observe the waves, the quantum fractal waves of energy, within the waves there are like tiny bits of tiny cubes, basically like tiny like cubes of energy, like tiny diamonds that are just dancing together, so tiny. So tiny, they're so cute, like the little archangels, they're just dancing. And I looked at it was like the like orangey thing, the thing that comes with, there is DMT in its powder form. And I put it in the glass and I was writing it down and I could see the little waves. They were so cute. And then I took the thing and I was like, it was amazing. And I kept hitting more and more. And I was sitting on my chair in my other room like that, in my room down in Salford. And my eyes were like this. And I could see everything. Like, it didn't matter if I closed my eyes, I could still see everything inside of me and outside of me. And I remember I was like, oh, so that is what you look like. The voice in me, my own voice, my own frequency, my own God frequency super consciousness, my own wave function, which is like this hair, isn't it? Like these waves. I was like, oh, so that's what you look like. And it is something beyond description. It was like I felt like I was in this, like inside this pyramid, and inside of me I could see these infinite stairways, and there were these things dancing and moving around. Like, it was fascinating. But I think people call that like the waiting room or some shit. I don't know if I broke through or not, but again, I remember I kept hitting more or taking some more, and at some point I felt like I was being warped into some place. Like I felt like I was, instead of like being sucked in somewhere else, I felt like I was being sucked inwards, like it kind of went inside of me. And I remember these massive beings, like these wolves and shit like that. I remember this massive energy being that was like a wolf, and she hugged me, she embraced me, and I passed out. I fell asleep for like 45 minutes, and I woke up, I was like, what the fuck happened? And then the next day I went and got the new glass, and I kept smoking more and more for like 2 hours or something, and I was like, and they call the DMT spirit molecule or something. Again, this is not an advertisement for that thing, but if you haven't tried it, definitely try it. Definitely try the DMT thing. And the thing is, it doesn't matter how hard you try. It doesn't matter how much you want to smoke DMT, or how quicker you want to have ayahuasca. It will call to you. It will call you when you're ready. When your transcendent singularity self is ready, when your higher self, whatever you call it, is ready, it will call the DMT, and DMT will call you. It's the same thing anyway, and you will have an amazing experience. So yeah, that was my DMT experience, and and a major part of me got activated, like a major part, like my transcendent singularity self got activated. I'm still like trying to figure out, or at least understand, comprehend, like what happened in that 45 minutes while I was like this. But you gotta understand, like a minute on Earth, it could be zillions of years for behind the scenes for on the spiritual realm and things like that. Because this everything you see around you, this Mother Earth, is just dimension number 4, the physical dimension, this whole universal cosmic infinitum. We are apparently on down here on Earth, humans call time like a minute or 24 hours or some shit. But time is not 24 hours. Time is not 365 days in a year. Time is infinity. Time is eternity. Time is infinite. Time is the now moment. It is time is there's like if you look at the past is both the past, the future, the present, and the now. The future is both the future, the present, the now, and the past. But this moment right here, this moment, this now moment, this moment right now, this moment that never ends, that is not going nowhere. This moment is eternal. This moment is infinite, and in this moment, we have, you have, and I have, we all have absolute freedom of choice how we want to live our life, how we want to experience things. And I think it was like yesterday or so, I reached a certain level when I was like, I was getting a bit frustrated with like how things were not moving in some of the dimensions, especially in dimension number 4. And I got frustrated, and I was like, and I was watching some videos from Till Swan and shit like that, and she was talking about setting boundaries with the universe, and I was like, that's a pretty cool idea. But I had already set boundaries with the universe by being extremely specific with exactly what I wanted, like what my pure heart's deepest dreams and desires were. Because I had written it down many times again, I had refined it in the beginning in like 2015 when I first started my second stage of evolution. I was like, I didn't, obviously I wanted money and cars and shit like that, but it was so unbalanced, like there was not so much balance in it. And then I took a couple of years to study myself better, and then in 2018, that's when I professionally started like writing things down and journaling. And I said journaling, like I'm putting things into structure, like exactly in each dimension what I wanted. And that thing, the Transcendence and Infinity Merkaba, it is the summation of this whole 25 years I've been here in the UK, in this earth, and 10 years in the UK. It took me 10 years to build that thing, to architect that thing, to it's a model, it's an inception genesis template for us to comprehend this infinitely complex reality, because there are infinite energy centers in the whole universal cosmic infinitum, but there are fundamentally 013 inception genesis core energy centers, core main ones. Like this, there are 13 donuts like this, and each one infinitely delicious, infinitely more tasty, sexy, and yummy. This has nothing to do with the chakra system people talk about. It has everything to do with the whole universal cosmic infinitums, spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal, infinite light essence centers. I'll say it again. There are 013 fundamental inception genesis core spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence centers across the whole universal cosmic infinitum that together is basically just one energy center, which is the whole universal cosmic infinitum. It looks like a zero. If you just Google 3D map of the universe, I think NASA or some other organizations have done it, it's just a zero, isn't it? But that is everything we see inside that zero is like the visible part of the universe, which is just like 20% of the Transcendence Infinity Merkaba, just a dimension number 5 and 7. What about dimension number 0, the self? Well, what about dimension number 1, the spiritual dimension? What about the mental dimension? What about the emotional dimension? What about the financial dimension? I think number 5, 3, sorry, 5, 4, and 7 are this whole universal cosmic infinitum, because if you just count money as a physical thing, even though it's energy. What about dimension number 6, the archetype dimension? What about dimension number 8, the transcendence dimension? What about dimension number 9, the source dimension? What about dimension number 10, the archangel dimension? What about dimension number 11, the guardian's dimension? What about dimension number 12, the ascended master's dimension? What about dimension number 13, L-013 dimension? They are not visible, they are invisible, but we can use a different eye. We don't to see those dimensions. We don't really use these eyes, because these are just windows through which light comes, like that, inside, and we can look through it. Like, how does the eye, this eye, see itself? Or how does the mouth see itself? How does the nose see itself? How does the ear see itself? How does the skin see itself? How does your hair see itself? Those are the senses. But to see the unborn, unmanifest, undying spirit, to see the transcendental absolute source creator, we must use our full body, all of our body, the whole full force of our body, every cell, every atom, every tron of it, every senses, every chakra shit, every energy center, the spiritual eye, the cosmic eye, which is like the heart, and then the astral eye, which is like, I think, the whole body or something. That is when we are able to perceive the absolute without perceiving it, because it is not something we can see, but we see it without looking at it. We can hear it without listening to it. We can touch it without touching it. We can feel it without feeling it. We can see it without seeing it. We can smell it without smelling it. We can taste it without tasting it. The other night I was in my room, and I was writing down this thing about the 18 Siddhas, Kriya Babaji and 18 Siddha yoga tradition, and I think I was writing something about Agastya, Babaji's master or something. And all of a sudden I could taste weed. I could taste marijuana in my mouth, because I used to smoke a lot and I know how it tasted, and I was like, whoa, hold on, what the fuck is happening? I was like, how am I tasting marijuana in my mouth when I haven't smoked for many months? And it was a very interesting experience, because when the absolute, when whatever you call it, or the transcendental absolute source creator, when a spirit, when Allah, when Brahman Supreme, when Lord Vishnu, when Lord Shiva wants you to experience something, there's no separation between you and those beings. It's just the same being. Then your body will produce the necessary chemical reactions, the necessary physical manifestations of the wave function, which gets translated into like physical manifestations of, like, you have like in its fundamental thing, there are these things that I call trons, Trons, or a godtron, and they are the smallest, non-divisible, non-breakable bits of spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence, that then come together and make up like protons, neutrons, that come together, make up an atom. Then the atoms come together, make up like a cell, which again looks like that, circle. And then the cells come together, make up like a tissue in your body. And then the tissues come together, make up like an organ. Different organs come together, make up a system in your body, like the digestive system, like the cardiovascular system, like the breathing system, the seeing system, the smelling system, the hearing system, the touch system, the taste system, the fucking system, the reproductive system, the spiritual system, the mental system, the emotional system, the physical system, which is your whole body, the financial system inside of you, the architect system, like you have the ability to architect your own reality. You have the absolute choice that every single moment you're architecting your own reality. You're the master architect of your own reality. And then you have like creation system within you, you have transcendence system within you, you have source system within you, you have like the source energy, the life force energy, that's the potent energy that sustains you without the breath and stuff like that, that is sustaining the whole universe and all of that. You have archangel systems like the electrons, the protons, the different energy within you, electricity and things like that, that run your body, that power your body. And then you have like guardian systems, your own protection mechanism. Like you protect yourself in different ways. Each dimension has its own protection mechanism. And then you have like ascended master system, your own ascended master self. And then we have like Al-013 system. So together, and then we have the self system as well. So together, those systems, all of them come together, which make up like you, the sacred human temple body vessel container, the temple, the body that you're living in. But you gotta understand that you are not your body. You're not the emotions. You're not the feelings. You're not the thoughts. You're not the traumas. You're not the sufferings. You're not the judgments. You're not the challenges you're going through. You're not your dreams. You're not your goals. You're not your plans. You're not your needs. You're not your wants. You're not your desires. You're none of that. And if you think you're that, if you feel like you're that, it'll fuck you. Like literally fuck you. And if you get offended by that, fuck you even harder. Because why are you getting offended at that? Because you're not none of that. You don't even exist. You're not even here. I'm not even fucking here. I'm just channeling, broadcasting my energy, my spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal, infinite light, which again is, it makes up your transcendent singularity self from beyond the thrice great beyond, from the hereafter, inception, genesis, eternal infinity, kingdom of Yeshua and Al-Mahdi, from the land of the dead living, from where Osiris and Isis and people like that live, behind the scenes basically. Because even though we have these incarnations, even though you have like a body, from inside every atom, inside every cell, inside every system, it has a center to it, like a circle that is empty, and you can put your finger through it. It's kind of sexy, this thing, putting my finger through it and taking it out. And right now I am flirting with this donut. You can see it's kind of like, ooh, it's pretty fun. So within every system, within every cell, within every atom, within every tone of your being, there is a center to it that is, even though it looks like it's empty, in that emptiness is the presence itself, the presence of the absolute, the presence of the source, the presence of the creator, the presence of royal and transcendence. So I am inside every cell, every atom, every tone of you, inside every cell, every atom, every tone of every being. This thing called transcendence, singularity, eternal infinity, inception, genesis, God, tron, particle number 0. That is one word. It's just the particle number 0 that is within everything, every cell, every atom of every being. And you have absolute freedom of choice whether you want to access number 0 inside of you, which is the number of transcendence. We have absolute freedom of choice whether you want to transcend yourself infinitely or not. And some people, some soul waves, some beings never ever even get to realize or become or activate or embody or express or be or live or experience their transcendent singularity self. And that is okay, that's part of the design. But there are a few people, a few beings across the whole infinitum who were kind of like their transcendent singularity self was kind of pre-activated. It has always been active within them, and in different lifetimes they chose to forget it so they could transcend again and help other people to show them, hey, here's how you can transcend yourself infinitely. Like I came in this lifetime and showed all of you how you can transcend yourself infinitely. And right now, the more humans, the more people that choose to make the choice to become a transcendent singularity self, to become their own truest, purest, highest, darkest, brightest self, which is their greatest self, to embody and express and be and live their own spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence on the inside, on the outside, and everywhere around you, then the more humans will become a social unity awareness. The more of us will become, when you become a social memory complex, when you become a singularity inside of you, that is why I call it transcendence, singularity self, where every cell, every atom, every tron of your being has become one singularity, just one donut. And you can see all those delicious things on top of it, like remember before I said I'm choosing to not eat this, so when I'm playing the game I'll eat it. But as I'm doing this video, it's gone over 41 minutes. This is the game I'm playing. I play Destiny, the game, professionally as well. Destiny 2, Destiny 1 I played it as well. But this thing that I'm doing, this is my game. This transcendence, this is my game. It's just something I play all the time. So when you're going through your own evolution, when you're going through your own enlightened self-transcendence mastery journey, at each stage, at each moment, it is critical for you to pause for a little bit, for a day or two, a month or a week or a year, and rest and reward and celebrate. Like in the past couple of days I was doing so many different videos, like over at least 15-20 hours of content, really amazing ones from my business transcendence mastery course, partnership, sacred wisdom, giving temple, promise delivery platform, and I'm sharing them on YouTube as well for now, called self transcendence mastery with transcendence RA, RA, Royal Anwar, shortcut for Royal Anwar. And yesterday and today I'm taking it off. Like I'm not doing the work. I just came here to see the family and play some game and do these other extra videos that are just like unplanned. I didn't plan them. I just randomly popped my phone and wanted to talk about something. Again, I just had this emotional feeling thought wave within me. I just wanted to talk about something because it's my transcendent singularity self that is doing the talking. And all I'm doing is just being of service, because transcendence exists to not exist. In that state, it is only choosing, like I chose to be awakened, like I chose to awaken myself the same way the universe awakened itself. Like each of humans that go through their own ascension, inner ascension, something like that, every human awakens themselves to different levels of intelligent cosmic consciousness, to different levels of transcendence, naked observation, awareness, super consciousness, to different levels of pure kriya awareness, super consciousness, to different levels of emotional feeling thought wave mastery. Like I awaken myself at different stages, the same way you awaken yourself at different stages of your own evolution whenever you're ready to experience higher levels of ascension and shit like that, or enlightenment. The same way the whole universal cosmic infinitum has awakened itself from its own dreaming state. And the thing is, the more you awaken, the more I awaken, the more every other human awakens, the more the universe awakens. Because what are we? Aren't you just a tiny little cell, a tiny little nanotechnology inside the universal cosmic body of the Lord or the Almighty? If you really look at this planet on a whole universal cosmic scale, this planet is a tiny cell, like a tron. This solar system is like a tron. This Milky Way galaxy is like an atom. Each galaxy, you look at it, is like an atom on the whole universal cosmic infinitum. And inside the center of every atom, like there is a black hole, WHOLE, a hole, like a shalom thing. That is, I feel like, is the physical manifestation of what Shiva would look like. And Shiva and Transcendence are kind of brothers, half brothers. Not related by blood, not related by sex, not related by religion. Just kind of like two freaks that met in the infinitum. And like, ooh, hey Shiva, what's up? And she was like, who the fuck are you? Why are you calling me Shiva? I'm supposed to be called Lord Shiva. I was like, yeah, you're very cute. And then kind of like, hey, you're my bestie. And I was like, ooh, Lord Shiva, ooh. And they're like, oh, Lord Shiva, oh, Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, hey, you're bestie, you're my friend, my bestie. And then I was like, Brahman Supreme, ooh, you're my bestie too. So I kind of made this this thrice great bestie, like Brahman Supreme, Shiva the Destroyer, and then Vishnu the Sustainer, and together that is like the transcendent singularity self. And I am somewhere in there. Guess who I am? I am the one holding them like that. I am the one talking about them. I am that thing that is invisible. I am that thing that is like their eye, the invisible eye, the infinite intelligence everywhere. I am their translucent diamond mirror. I reflect back their own truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self. I reflect back their spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence self. I reflect back their the true image of their transcendence and infinity Merkaba. I reflect back their own transcendent singularity self the same way they show me without reflecting back what I look like. And that is what you are. When you say you're emanating from the source and you're its physical manifestation, you're just a mirror for them to see themselves, to experience themselves. Then there is no separation between you and them or the creator and all that. You're just one being. You're just one being. But when we're having this kind of experiences, when we come inside the matrix, when we come inside the divine matrix, when we come inside the web of emotions, when we come inside these little atoms, when we come inside and live within the matrix, while our awareness is outside of it, then you gotta understand that we choose to put a certain level of separation, a certain level of like boundary, a container between us and them. That's why I'm saying I'm just holding them like this, because the transcendent singularity self is within you. That is never tainted by whatever bullshit you do. It is, your purity is never affected by whatever traumas, whatever suffering, whatever sins you think you have committed, or whatever suffering you think you have caused, or whatever challenges you got going on, whatever problems you got going on. Your purity is never affected by any of that. How can it be affected when it doesn't even exist? How can your intelligent cosmic consciousness be distorted or traumatized or affected when in reality it doesn't even exist, but it exists because it doesn't exist? In the same way, how can your awareness be distorted or affected by whatever drama, whatever suffering, whatever wars and bullshit going on, or suppression going on here on earth and across the infinitum, when in reality your awareness is that thing which is invisible? It is not even manifest. It is just some invisible thing that is doing the talking through me. How can your transcendence naked observation, how can your observational ability, where all you're doing is just watching, observing, and studying everything happening inside of you, around you, how can that be affected when in reality it doesn't even exist, but it exists because it doesn't exist? How can your pure Kriya awareness be affected when in reality it doesn't exist, but it exists? How can your emotional feeling thought waves run your life control you and be the master, when in reality they don't even exist and you're not your emotional feeling thought waves. That is again just transcendence expressing how it perceives reality without perceiving it, how it sees reality without seeing it, how it is able to comprehend reality without comprehending it. And when you implement, when you experiment, orchestrate, and integrate with the wisdom being expressed through me by these three beings, by my bestie, then you can choose to implement and take whatever part that you like, whatever part that you choose to, whatever part that you prefer to implement, and then leave the rest of it on the side. And then you ask yourself, why did that part of the message that Rolla was sharing or the entertainment did not resonate with me, or was not aligned with my spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence? Or why was it not aligned with my truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self? Why was it not entertaining enough? And then you find out the answer for yourself. And then you remember, oh, those things that Royal was talking about was so amazing. I gotta like all of his videos like this. Break your finger. Like my videos like that. And you see the like button? Like that. If you don't like the video as well, that's cool. Do this. Break the dislike button. If you want to watch more of it, because you can see on my channel there are a lot of videos planned that are going to be released at certain dates. You can click on set reminders, so when they premiere, when they go live, you're the first one who gets to see them, because they have a lot of like different like journals and documents and resources that come with them. So you can do this, subscribe it, and make sure the notification and shit like that is on. I'm just saying that as a reminder, because we tend to be very forgetful down here. And that is a blessing, because imagine if you were to remember all your past history, all the past, present, future lives that you have lived, that you're living right now simultaneously in infinite realities. Imagine how much of a burden would that be, if you had the full weight of your full memory. Your mind would collapse. If you watched the movie Eternals, when Arishem takes that Asian girl to the place where he shows them that, hey, this is where your memories are stored in this stacks of like crystalline, like wavy shit. In a sense, our memories, like your identity, every life you have lived, every experience you have lived, every bit of moment that you have ever experienced, ever thought about, everything, it is all recorded in every cell, every atom, every tone of your being, as well as it is recorded in the quantum fractal realm, in the akasha, in the air, in the water. It is all mirrored in everything around us, because we're all living inside one social memory complex. We are living inside one social unity awareness. We are living inside one hive mind. We are living inside one morphogenic field or something. We are living inside one Buddha body field. It just has different bubbles, different layers, different dimensions. The dimension is basically just a bubble, a container within which a specific set of events or experiences are happening. For example, we have like number 0, the diamond. If you observe the Transcendence in Infinity Merkaba, there are 3 diamonds. Like dimension number 0 is a diamond. That's the self itself. Like you can say Brahman Supreme or whatever. And then we have like dimension number 9. I think dimension number 9 is like more like this, the Brahman Supreme. Dimension number 0 is like the self itself. Think of that as like Shiva or whatever, doesn't matter, different names. And then we have dimension number 8, which is like a diamond. So number 0 is always here, 0, and then number 9 is created, and then number 8 is created, and then number 8 and 9 are mirrors for each other. The same way before, remember when that thing dropped and I was looking for it, it's like without that thing in the middle, without dimension number 0, we still feel shalom, we still feel a bit complete, we still feel happy and joyful and everything, but it's just like a duality, isn't it? You know, we have your higher self and your soul wave or your ego. They're pretty cool. They exist in a spiritually harmonious symbiotic relationship. At least I have faith. So if that's not the case within you, you need to watch more of my videos so you can become that. But then when we have this other thing, when we embody and express the transcendent singularity self, the self itself, the zero energy, then we become something greater. We become thrice great. And those three diamonds are a whole universal cosmic infinity, like the Holy Trinity, whatever you call it. It's a model that is mirrored, that is inspired by Yeshua, Jesus Christ, the intelligent cosmic consciousness teachings. And if you look at the zero, the container around it, that is inspired by Siddhartha Gautama Buddha connected unity oneness consciousness. It's just zero, the thrice great zero, one morphogenic field, one Buddha body field within which all the 013 dimensions exist. And then the dimension, and then the rest of them are basically inspired by all these different teachings and all these different ascended masters and everything, because all transcendence is, it is the summation, it is the pinnacle of our collective awareness of all of our ancestors, of all the plants, of all the trees, of all the animals, of all the humans, of all our collective extraterrestrial brothers and sisters. Basically, transcendence is the collective awareness of the whole universal cosmic infinitum. I just refer to it as like it has another and one name that is called like universal mind of unity. Another name for it is transcendence unified mind. Another name for it is transcendental singularity mind. Again, universal mind of unity, transcendence unified mind, and transcendental singularity mind. Thrice great mind. But then we have like something I refer to as triple quad heart, or the immaculate heart, or the pure heart. Like you have a thrice great heart, a pure, untamed cosmic heart of gold. A heart in your heart is like pure, your purity heart, your cosmic heart of gold, and then you have your untamed heart, like a part of you that is never tamed by whatever bullshit that happens around you, unless you make the choice to let it be tamed, unless you make the choice to accept defeat. Because if you never accept defeat, nothing can defeat you. It is just a choice. It is just a state of being where you have absolute freedom of choice to be undefeatable, to be indestructible, to be immortal. Immortality is not like that guy I am Eon, that singer is talking about. I am Eon. I am E-O-N, Eon, and you check out his YouTube channel. I think one of his songs is called Soldier Dancing in Chaos. You will see it. In one of his songs, he was saying that immortality is not something we chase, it is what we are. That's true. What is immortality? Isn't immortality energy? Isn't immortality spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence? Which, just going through this video, now I have a sense of a conviction, a faith, a conviction, a faithful conviction, that would be an amazing title for this video, because it completely summarizes everything I'm talking about in this video. Like, isn't immortality spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence? Isn't it? And isn't immortality a choice? You can choose to be immortal, or you can choose to be not immortal. And the other night I was just going around in Manchester City Centre and some parks, choosing some locations for the next bundle of video that I'm doing. I've done about 13 so far in this new channel. There's more than 13, but those are the main ones. Basically, I'm trying to do 13 videos for each of the dimension, covering multi-dimensional aspect of it. And And then I saw this quote about Muhammad Ali. I think he was basically saying, somebody has written it on some box, was basically saying something along the lines of like, when we repeat certain affirmations, they become a belief. And when something becomes a belief, it becomes a conviction. And when we have a conviction about something, it becomes like, it happens every time. And if you, I watched his documentary before, you know how every time, most of the time he was having the fights, and he was, before he was having the fight, he was like, I'm the greatest, and I'm gonna beat you, I'm gonna win, because he had infinite conviction in himself, but not any kind of conviction. He had faithful conviction in his own creator, in his own source, in his own father, mother, God, in his own mother, father, God, in his own absolute source creator, in his own which he called that thing Black Moon Sun, in his own thing, which he just referred to it as Allah. And it doesn't matter what religion you have, it doesn't matter what culture you're in, it doesn't matter what part of the world you're watching my video from. You can choose to call your creator whatever you want to call it. It doesn't give a fuck about it. All that it gives a fuck about is that you have absolute faithful conviction in it. Yeah, I just saw 11:11 there. Regardless of whether you cannot see it. Because in the beginning of your spiritual quest, in the beginning of your journey, it is not going to reveal itself to you in its full, immaculate, quintessential mightiness. Because your body, your sacred human temple body vessel container, will not be able to handle the spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence. Your body will not be able to handle, not the love handles that I have a little bit of them. I can't touch my, because it's got some stuff on there, but I just got some tiny love handles there, and a bit there. Because your sacred human temple body vessel container will not be able to handle the transcendence singularity self. It will not be able to handle the transcendence infinity Merkaba's energy. It will not be able to handle the transcendence eternity Merkaba's energy. It will not be able to handle the transcendence singularity Merkaba's energy, which together makes up what I refer to as the transcendence Merkaba quanta fractosis supercomputer or super system. It is made up of the transcendence infinity Merkaba, the transcendence eternity Merkaba, and the transcendence singularity Merkaba together, which is like the thrice great Merkaba, which is your light vehicle, which is your spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence vehicle, your vehicle of inner ascension. It is that part of you that is your immortality. There is your immortal self. There is your infinite self. There is your eternal self. There is your singular self, which together I just refer to as the transcendence singularity self. So isn't immortality spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence? Isn't immortality your spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence, transcendence, singularity self? I think that has a nice resonance to it, that last one. And you can see as you're watching this video how the title of this video came to be. I just picked up the phone and just talking about some donuts and shit like that. I could have chosen to not do this video, but I chose to. Because the moment, and here's the thing, that choice did not happen when I picked up my phone. It happened a few seconds ago when I said, oh, I think that has a nice resonance to it. And in that moment, I was like, yeah, I'm grateful I just recorded this video because we got to talk about some cool shit. In that moment, my thought wave, the emotional feeling thought wave, kind of traveled backwards, went to the past, present, future, now, in that before the video was created, and told my own, and kind of triggered my own intelligent cosmic consciousness, using my own awareness in that time. When it kind of picked the signal, then my pure Kriya awareness was like, ooh, let's do a video. But then my transcendence naked observation was like, what are we going to talk about? Like, we don't know what we're going to talk about. But because those four things dance together like a diamond, 4 points in a diamond in a cube, I just picked up my phone and intuitively, in a state of faithful conviction, with a lot of faith and conviction, I just chose to do the video. And that's how we went through this whole process, and we arrived at this moment, which you can call the future, past, present, now. But this moment, this exact moment right now, that is neither the past, neither the present, neither the future. And when I'm saying this kind of thing, there's some shit happening in my brain. Like something is happening in there. I can feel some stuff moving around. Energy. It's getting a bit intense. Even though you watch my videos and you see how I'm able to express complex metaphysical, complex quantum fractal, complex quantum mechanics bullshit, complex consciousness and awareness and enlightenment and spirituality, all that topics and everything, very smoothly, with finesse. I'm just playing with it, having fun with it, because I choose to do that. Even though these things are very complex, very dense, very chaotic, there's a lot of energy to it, it requires a lot of training. You gotta understand, you're never ready. And it is a good thing. Imagine if you're ready for every moment, for everything that happened in your life, how would you have new experiences? Like if you were fully ready to meet your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your partner, or whoever you're with right now, it would be boring, wouldn't it be? There wouldn't be enough challenge for you to grow. There wouldn't be enough challenge for you to get triggered. There wouldn't be enough challenge for you to transcend yourself infinitely. Or maybe you started your business and you are not ready. Maybe you're a light warrior, light worker, healer, energy healer, life coach, quantum healing, hypnosis, or a tarot reader, or a conscious galactic leader, or a career coach, a confidence coach, or a new earth evolved humanity leader, or a one cosmic family of infinite diversity leader or leader. Maybe you started your business, or maybe you're a soul trader who wants to become a proper entrepreneur and have a proper business, a company and everything. You are not ready. You are not ready, yet you made the decision to start your business. And if you have emotional feeling thought waves, if you have a certain voice within you, a certain feeling, a certain desire, a certain calling within you that wants to start your own business, then go for it. It is the best thing you can do. And I can say that by experience, because in 2015 I had like a network marketing business, and then I had like 2-3 different network marketing business. I did about 2 different companies. Had pretty awesome success. Got to do a lot of presentation and training in front of people, but I wasn't ready for it. Most of the trainings I didn't know what to say, and many trainings that I held, and weekly ones, most of them nobody would even show up. But did I give up? No. I kept going, I kept sending more messages and inviting more people. The next week we would have 10, 15, 20 people, and some weeks we would have like 30, 40, 50 people. We would have like a monthly where we would have some leaders coming from other cities and everything. And then in 2017 I left that stuff. I went to university for a year in Sheffield, did a 1-year program in business, and then I was like, fuck university, I just didn't want it. I'm out of here. But before I went to university, I dropped out of college in 16 I think, or something, 15 or 16, I can't remember when, in Stockport College. I was doing applied science in there. I think it was BTech level 3 or something. I dropped out of there, and without a diploma or shit, I got into university, and then I dropped out of there. I was like, fuck it, I didn't want it. And then beginning of 2019, I went to have this fundraising job with this with this company. And I remember I was telling the story or something there, and then there was this lady who was like, "Oh, there's a lot of dropping out in there." And the way she said it, I could feel she was getting jealous because I was getting, even though I was just a new guy, I was doing things differently, and I was getting attention, and I was getting like becoming a bit well known in the company. And I could feel she was getting jealous. I could feel the energy, but I chose to just ignore it. I was like, so what? Doesn't matter, because wherever you go, when you're shining like the sun, when you're shining bright, there is gonna be people around you who will feel jealous, who will get triggered. Maybe within them there is something about them not getting enough attention, or maybe they're getting attention or not in the way they want, and when they see somebody else getting attention and getting noticed, they get triggered. But you must not feel sorry for yourself. You must not judge yourself for these kind of things. You must not feel sorry because you're successful and some other people are sleeping on the street, because it is okay. It is their choice. It is everyone's choice. Whatever you're, when I was saying that, I just hit 11:11. Because when you're embodying and being your own truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self, when you're being your own immortal self, when you're being your infinite self, when you're being your eternal self, which together makes up your transcendence singularity self, then there will be people who will attack you energetically. They will attack you. They will attack yourself. They will attack you spiritually. They will attack you mentally. They will attack you emotionally. They will attack you physically. They will attack you financially. They will attack you with their architecting, with the architect dimension. Your creation abilities will get attacked. Your transcendence abilities will get attacked. Your connection to source will get attacked and distorted. Your connection to the archangels will get attacked. Your connection to the guardian races and the guardian warrior within you will get attacked. And your connection to your own ascended master self and the other ascended masters will get attacked. Your connection with the Al-013, dimension number 13, will get attacked. And you will be attacked multidimensionally. But you must not give up. No matter how challenging it gets, no matter how much you get beaten down, and when you go to your own journey, you will see them coming. You will feel the attack. There will be days where you're just feeling depressed and you don't want to do anything. That's not by the accident. You're being attacked energetically, just to summarize it behind the scenes. And the higher you go in your awareness, your enlightenment, your spirituality, and all of that, the higher those other beings behind the scenes, they will appoint like more advanced commanders and generals to attack you. But it doesn't matter how much they attack you. It doesn't matter how much they think they've beaten you. You still keep going. You just laugh at them. You just laugh till your balls drop off. And in my other channel, Self-Transcendence Show is rolling, where there is a video called "The Dark Ones Sent a Full SWAT Team," and I just laughed my balls off. Definitely check it out. It's pretty funny. Because especially in the past, in 2020, even since the beginning of my childhood, I've been attacked multidimensionally, but I wasn't aware of it. It became more serious, it became more apparent to me from 2018, 19, 20, 2020, it became more apparent. 2021, it became even more apparent, more evident. And then 2022, it was like a whole different level. And I just kept going, in the beginning, I was like, why do I feel like this? Like, why is everything looking distorted to me? What is happening? What is all this parasites inside of me? What is all these thoughts and all these emotional feelings? Like, what is all of this? It is just like programs within the matrix, like psychic programs, psychic attacks. Maybe there were some people doing, of course, there were some people doing some spells and shit on me because I was feeling good, maybe, or maybe I'm just bullshitting, or maybe trying to make it up, or trying to comprehend the energetic attacks and things like that. But I could understand, I was able to comprehend that there were some sort of attacks being directed at me. I could feel it, and you feel it intuitively. But if you choose to let that take you down, then fuck you. You don't deserve immortality. You don't deserve enlightenment. because it's a very long and hard journey. um, and there was this girl in America that I liked, and I sent her a bunch of messages. She didn't respond, and she blocked me. And that's cool. I could choose to let that beat me down mentally or emotionally or energetically, but I use at every stage as to transcend myself further, to understand myself. Like, why did she do that? Like, does it have anything to do with me, or does it have something to do with her? And I come to realize that it has nothing to do with me. I just expressed my love to her multidimensionally. I said, hey, here's how I feel about you. Now you make your own choice. Now you make an empowered decision. You make a choice whether you prefer to be with me or not. And she said no. I said, cool, I'll try again. She said no. I said, cool. I tried like 5 times, 6 times. And then the other day I just sent her this meme. This funny thing is like, there's this cartoon girl and guy texting, and the girl is saying, like, or the girl, at least the main joke is like the guy texting back and saying, I think the girl was texting and saying, what do you have that is long and hard? And then the guy texts back and says, enlightenment. Enlightenment is it's a long and hard journey. And I just like that emoji, that joke, and I just emailed her, and we still haven't got a response. And then I come to realize, I'm like, of course it has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with her own being, whatever she's going through right now. And me going through my own evolution, me going through my own inner ascension, me going through my own enlightenment to realize and become and embody my own transcendent singularity self, I understand how challenging this whole thing is. I understand how hard it is to be here in this sacred human temple body vessel container. I understand, because I have been through the journey many times. I understand how challenging it is. I'm a very compassionate and empathic and intuitive being, a very supernatural being, a very freaky, a very strange, a very odd, a very bizarre being, because that is just my transcendent singularity self expressing itself the way it wants to express itself, the way it is. Absolute transparency, inside and outside. And when who you are inside of you is who you are on the outside, and when who you are on the outside is who you are on the inside, that is like absolute transparency. That is when you truly become liberated, because you no longer have any emotional feeling thought waves. You no longer have these other beings outside of you or inside of you. There's other beings or organizations, they cannot even attack you anymore, because you don't even have any energy leakages inside of you. You no longer have any black holes, black HOLES, that suck your energy in, because you have made a choice to be your own truest, purest, highest, darkest embodied self. And then you remember to chill the fuck out and eat some donuts, or fuck a donut, or that movie American Pie, where in the movie they fuck pies. It's pretty gross, but it's all made up anyway, so. Maybe there are people in the world who fuck donuts and shit, or maybe they fuck animals. But for some reason, for some strange, weird reason, I seem to have an emotional feeling thought wave within me that I may have fucked like a goat before, like an actual goat. Maybe in this lifetime, in early childhood, I don't think so, but I feel like it's an emotional feeling thought wave, like a memory from some other lifetimes where I have fucked a goat. I have like a bit of a memory of it, like a feeling about it. Which is pretty strange, isn't it? But is it me doing the fucking, or this guy? No. It's the Absolute doing it. It is the transcendental absolute source creator. It is the spirit. It is the intelligent cosmic consciousnness. You gotta understand, this whole thing is a simulation. And whatever freaky shit we do here, it doesn't affect the thrice great one. It doesn't affect the spirit. Because in a sense, you could say all of this is happening within one drop of water, within one cell, within one cell inside the Buddha body field. inside the mind of God, or inside the heart of God, or this thing. And you can say there are infinite bubbles, infinite cells, infinite realities, where this same experience, this same video that I'm talking to right now is happening in infinite realities. Maybe there is like a version of me in some parallel universe or some other multiverse. There is like a goat that is doing this. Bah, 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 brrr, bah, bah. My goat voice is improving, and while doing is expressing everything I'm expressing here right now. Maybe there is a lion version of me in some other universe that's doing this. And by just one roar, it has expressed everything I told you in this 1 hour video. Or maybe there's a dragon version of me that is doing this. And in that little thing, it has expressed billions and zillions of words. Maybe there's a cat version of me somewhere, another me that is like a cat walking somewhere, maybe in this earth or this universe or this Milky Way or some other parallel universe that's doing this. Meow. What is that?
It's supposed to be upside down glasses.
Oh, can you see me upside down?
Yes.
Bring it here, I want to try it.
Say something when I'm gonna hit something.
Oh, keep walking. So apparently this guy Mehdi is like wearing this glass that is like makes everything look upside down. They look pretty cool. So that's an experience.
The catch is it's 19 pounds.
Alright, so 19 pounds. So in his mind, even though that glass makes the reality look upside down, his
inverted.
Huh?
And inverted.
And inverted, like I was talking about before in this video, like the color is inverted, like light is inverted. Even though he may think he's seeing things upside down inverted, in reality it's not inverted at all. It is existing in dimensionless. It is not upside, it's not going up or down. But he's having fun with it. He's enjoying it. It's just an experience.
Wanna try it?
Yeah, I wanna try it. It's gonna be fun. Can you give me a tissue from there, please, first? Actually, hold on. I'm gonna quickly wash my hand. You get that thing ready. I'm gonna. Yeah, just leave the glass here. I'm gonna try that. Just gonna wash my hand and these things. I used to live here for a few years. Pretty fancy, isn't it? Automatic dispenser, pretty cute. I mean, this kind of technologies, it just makes the whole human experience more fun. This having different bits of technologies and systems and tools and seeing things upside down and inverted. Let's try that.
What about in the future? Like everything is just gone?
In the future, everything is gone. Alexa, light on.
Probably.
Okay.
There's a 50-50 chance.
Of course, at one point everything will finish. Oh my god, this thing is so fun. I can see myself. Well, what the this is pretty fun actually. Oh my god.
If you try writing on it, like writing on paper with wearing it, you're gonna have troubles.
That would be interesting because oh my god.
If you try to draw a square wearing those glasses, you would have a hard time.
And what I do typically is like I sleep up. I put myself upside down, like my legs up in towards the roof and my head upside down, and it has the same effect as this glass has, but I do it naturally. And the more I do it, like my mind, my whole body adjusts, and it sees things instead of upside down. It sees it the correct way. And I was watching the other day this thing about these astronauts, this thing about the SpaceX. When these astronauts went to the space station, and the lady was talking about, like, you know, the moment when she went there, everything was upside down and she was having a bit of time to adjust. And there was this one moment when her mind switched, when everything switched and things were no longer upside down for her, or the gravity had a different effect on her. And that's the thing, like when we condition our mind, when we repeat certain affirmations, thank you, you can say bye. When we repeat certain affirmations and they become like a belief, and the belief become a conviction, and the conviction becomes a faith, that is when it becomes immutable. That is when it becomes immortal, infinite. So isn't immortality your own spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light, essence, transcendent singularity self, isn't it? Answer the question in this video, and also let me know your top 5 to 10 things that you absolutely enjoyed about this one, about this video specifically. And also write down the top 5 to 10 things that you did not like about it, or some feedbacks or suggestions that I could improve for the next time. And also make sure to break your fucking finger by liking my videos, subscribing, and turning on that fucking bell notification like this. Turn on the bell notification, subscribe, and also share it with your friends, your family, and if you feel like they could be of some practical value to them, your coworkers or whatever. And you're also welcome to adapt and um, incorporate whatever I shared with you using your own intuitive, your own unique psychic, intuitive, shamanic gifts, using your own soul gifts, using your own self abilities, using your own wisdom, using your own discernment. Again, it's an entertainment channel, but as I am providing entertainment, what I'm doing is I'm sharing fundamental principles about the reality itself, about the presence, about the universe, about creation, about intelligent cosmic consciousness, about pure Kriya awareness, about transcendence, naked observation, about emotional feeling thought wave, which together what I refer to as universal cosmic infinitum transcendence. And it's like transcendence exists to not exist, but in that state it has temporarily chosen to have these different incarnations, like me coming here, so we can be of greater practical, environmental, functional service to humanity. I don't have to be here. I didn't have to be here. I didn't have to incarnate millions and billions and zillions of times in different places in galaxies and shit like that. I didn't have to be in ancient India. I didn't have to be in the Battle of Karbala. I didn't have to be in ancient Egypt. Maybe I was in Lu or Mu, Lemuria, Atlantis. I don't know. Maybe. I think those are the parts of my thing that was the part of my memory that is that I've chosen to forget in this lifetime, but I'm gonna remember it anyway, because when I accessed my Akashic records, I saw the imprint, I saw the Inception Genesis templates of like the ancient Egyptian, the pyramids and the obelisks and shit like that. I saw this thing that looked like the vortex in Atlantis that destroyed Atlantis apparently. So I have the imprint in my Akasha, in my book of life. That thing never goes away, it's immutable. Similar to how blockchain is. I think blockchain is modeled off the Akasha, the way things are stored in blocks of chains that are immutable. In a sense, they cannot be hacked. Like somebody else outside of you cannot come and hack your Akasha and look at your book of life. It doesn't matter if you give them permission, because the Akasha itself is an aware being. It has an awareness. It's an actual being. It is the morphogenic field itself. It is the Buddha body field itself. It's just different names for different levels of awareness, for different levels of consciousness within this one being, within this one thing, which is within this one unity, within this thrice great one that I call my bestie. So you choose what level of relationship you want to have with the creator, with this spirit. I just call it bestie because it kind of like puts us in a place of like playfulness, where it's neither my father, neither my mother, neither my brother, neither my sister, neither my wife, neither my husband, neither my this or that. It is just my bestie. And in that state we have a sacred relationship. And I was telling the story like how the other day I was like getting so frustrated, and then I was watching this Teal Swans, TEAL dash TEAL space SWN video, and she was talking about setting boundaries with the universe and all of that. But I was like, I've already done that. I've already been doing that for a long time. But anyway, I kept going and experimented and implemented and orchestrated and integrated her teachings, using my own soul wisdom, using my own self wisdom, using my own discernment. And I just kept going, and I basically like wrote this message for the absolute, and I was like, and like basically playing with it, and I was like, and it was asking me questions like, hey, what do you want, what is your heart desire, like how do you want to be treated, like how what do you want for being my general number zero for the whole of eternity, what do you want. Can you smell a bit of weed? My nose has a thing for weed. Wherever I go, I smell it like the slightest hint. I can detect from which direction it's coming. Maybe that's the dog within me that I've trained to smell weed and not other smells. It was basically asking me different questions and like define them, and then I wrote those questions down, and then I answered them, and then I was like, it's basically the same things I've been asking, the same things I've been architecting, designing, and creating my own reality before, but now I just summarized it into like about 13 questions. And then it was like, how do you want to be protected, what kind of lifestyle do you want to live, like how do you want to be treated, like who do you want to have in your business, what kind of partner you want, like what does she look like, and shit like that. And I just put everything in alphanumeric format, like very specific, very concise. And then I then signed it, and it's like, hey, thank you, and all of that. That was just like doing a business deal with the creator, with the absolute, and with the universe itself. Because you have absolute freedom of choice to do that. You can beg it for things. Maybe it will give you, maybe it will not, but just to teach you some lessons, because the universe is the toughest teacher ever, this whole universal cosmic infinitum. I thought I was a tough teacher, but no, it's the mother Prakriti that is the toughest teacher ever, because she knows what lessons for us to master right now, because she's our mother, and we are deeply connected to our mother, father God, to our father, mother God, to our absolute source creator, to the black moon sun, to the transcendental absolute source creator. Those are all different names, different name sequences describing the same thrice great being from a few different angles. Like this, it's like the mother, father God. Like that is the like the mother, father God. Like that is the absolute source creator. Like that is the black moon sun, and like that it is the transcendental absolute source creator. Like the map of Afghanistan is like, if you do that, it just looks like a palm. Apparently Afghanistan is like the spiritual center of the world on a cosmic scale, but you gotta understand that every country is its own spiritual center, every continent is its own spiritual center. Inside of you are your own spiritual center, you are your own mental center, you are your own emotional center, you are your own physical center, you are your own financial center, you are your own architect center, you are your own creation center, you are your own transcendent center, you are your own source center, you are your own archangel center, you are your own guardian center, you are your own ascended master center, you are your own Al-013 center, you are the center of your own self. And the more you choose to see that, the more you choose to have faithful conviction in your own abilities to figure things out, the more the universe will have faith in you. Because if you're not embodying, if you're not being a certain level of intelligent cosmic consciousness, if you don't have the Inception Genesis template, if you don't have the emotional feeling thought waves of the states you want to experience in, the things you want to experience inside of you, then the universe does not have a template to work with. It doesn't have like a guideline to work with. It doesn't have some specific things to work with, like the computers. Like the codes that are built in there, those codes are precise. If there is one error in one line, the whole code breaks. It doesn't work. but you're the same way. Not so much like a computer code, because we still have like the zero ones and shit like that inside of us, but we are much more intelligent, we are much more aware, we have pure Kriya awareness, we have transcendence naked observation, where we can look at our own flaws, our own biases, our own weaknesses, our own traumas and shit like that, and we can transcend them by having faithful conviction, by having absolute trust and faith in something that is more transcendental than you can ever have experienced. But that thing that is transcendental beyond anything that you have experienced is not separate from you. It is inside of you. It is your own transcendent singularity self. It is your own transcendence eternity self. Transcendence infinity self, and your own transcendent self, which together makes up what I refer to as your transcendence singularity self. So isn't immortality your own spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence, transcendence singularity self? Isn't immortality yourself, yourself, your, and then space self with a capital S? Isn't that thing immortal inside of you? And when you become aware of that, when you embody that, when you express that on the inside, on the outside, when you live as that thing, when you be that thing, when that thing tells you that, hey, I am honored to have become you, that is when you realize that you have truly become immortal, and you have truly reached a certain level of awareness and consciousness where the whole universal cosmic infinitum, the whole of the morphogenic field, the whole of the universal mind, the whole of the Buddha body field, all the ancestors, and the whole of the collective awareness of humanity has opened up to you like a bitch, like a biatch, like a lotus. You know how lotuses bloom, and it has like the lotus of transcendence, number 0, the transcendence infinity Merkaba. It has each dimension is like a lotus with infinite petals. So you have the self lotus, you have the spiritual lotus, you have the mental lotus, you have the emotional lotus, you have the physical lotus, which is your body, you have the financial lotus, which is the abundant love energy of money. You have the architect lotus, you have the creation lotus, you have the transcendence lotus, you have the source lotus, you have the archangel lotus, you have the guardian lotus, you have the ascended master lotus, and then you have the L-013 lotus. And together you have what I refer to as a infinitely petaled lotus of transcendence, or transcendence singularity self, which is basically on a simple version, on a public version, is the transcendence infinity Merkaba. That is the infinitely petaled lotus of transcendence. That is what I am. That is what I look like inside of me. And I have made myself public, I've made myself naked. That is what I refer to it as. It has a mantra called Om Royal Anwar Transcendence Naked Pure Observational Telepathic Awareness Super Consciousness. Another name for it is Om Transcendence Royal Anwar Pure Telepathic Pure Observational Telepathic Awareness Super Consciousness. And then it has another mantra which says Om Absolute Neutrality, Transcending Duality, Vibrationless Transcendence Being. Om. The 3 sacred mantras that make up the transcend, that governs the Transcendence Infinity Merkaba's evolution. Similar, and within that Transcendence Infinity Merkaba, each of the dimension has its own sacred mantra. For example, one of the dimensions has like Om Kriya Babaji Nama Om, like dimension number 13. That mantra governs dimension number 13. And then dimension number 1, the spiritual dimension, is governed by Om Yahweh, Yeshua, Jesus Christ, sacred, divine, intelligent, cosmic consciousness, immaculate pure heart being. That is the mantra that governs dimension number 1 in the Transcendence Infinity Merkaba inside of you. And then dimension number 2, the mental dimension, we have like Om, Siddhartha, Gautama Buddha, sacred divine unity, connected oneness, super consciousness, always awakened one. Om. And then we have like dimension number 3, like Om, Shanti, Shakti, Lakshmi, Mataji, Zainab, Rabia, Krishna, sacred divine feminine consciousness. Om. That mantra governs dimension number 3, the emotional feeling, the heart, and the energy awareness, energy consciousness, and ethereal awareness on a whole universal cosmic infinitum. Ether is love. And then we have like dimension number 4, the physical dimension is like more to do with like Om, absolute neutrality, transcending duality, vibrationless transcendence being, like transcending duality in the physical realm. And then dimension number 5, the financial dimension, Om, Royal Anwar, transcendence, pure, naked, observational, telepathic awareness, super consciousness, Om. And then dimension number 6, architect, Om, transcendence, Royal Anwar, pure, naked, observational, telepathic awareness, super consciousness, Om. Then dimension number 7, it has like a mantra that goes something along the lines of this, like Om, Shanti, Shakti, Lakshmi, Arya, Prakriti, Amina, Khadija, Fatima, Isis, Osiris, Hathor, Zeus, Hera, Goddess Sekhmet, super super consciousness. Not just making that up, because even though I'm making it up, like this video I'm improvising, and I've written these mantras down that governs each of the dimensions. And then dimension number 8, the transcendence dimension, it has a mantra that goes something like this: Om Shiva, Shiva, Vishnu, Brahman Supreme, Transcendental. And then dimension number 9 has a mantra that goes something like this: Om Sana, Supramental, or another name for it would be like Om. Again, dimension number 8 and 9 are, their mantras are interchangeable. So dimension number 8 could be Om Sana, Supramental. Dimension number 9 could be Om Shiva, Shiva, Vishnu, Brahman Supreme, Supramental. And then number 10, 11, 12, 13 I already told you. I don't know what the other ones are yet. Like, I'm still working on it. It's still coming through. I've written them down, but just can't remember right now what they are. Or at least I'm choosing to not remember, because we can talk about them in the other videos, in the other contents, because there's no end on how much amazing context and content we're going to have in this self-transcendence mastery with Transcendence Royal Anwar. So, beloved, have fun. I also really enjoyed those 2 donut lord. If you've seen the Sonic the Hedgehog, in the movie they have the donut lord. Pretty funny, right? Pretty cute movie. The second one is coming out, so I'm gonna watch that. Yeah. And also there is a video in this channel called Humanity, would it be okay if you help me find a magnificent, a quintessentially intelligent, a spiritually awakened, mystically sexy and fiery goddess girlfriend? Watch that, and if you think you after watching that one, if you think you're a goddess who is being your own truest, purest, highest, darkest and brightest self, if you're being your own spiritual, if you're embodying your own spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence on the outside and the inside, if you're wearing your garments of light, and if you find me funny, if you like me, or if you would prefer to get to know me deeper, because everything I'm sharing with you in the public is just a small part of it. Think of that as just a 20%. the other 100% is, even doesn't matter how much I try, I'm still having a bit challenge finding words, human words, to describe them. That is why I do all those drawings and create all those art and quantum fractal images and drawings, because they speak billions and zillions of words in one image without me even having to spend hours and hours talking about something. The other is like, I'm 144% or 144,000% telepathic being, the same way you are already. We are. This whole universal cosmic infinitum is created telepathically. It is sustained telepathically. It is destroyed telepathically. It is reborn telepathically. It is governed telepathically. Everything is telepathic, and the more we become telepathic, the more we are able to make better choices, the more we are able to choose every moment by moment to live according to our own truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest selves, desires and needs and wants and shit like that, without being attached to our desires, without being attached to our wants and needs and shit like that. Because what it means, if you remember the 5th of November from the movie V for Vendetta. If you remember the 5th of November. If you remember the 357 while she is sucking your your mushroom. I still don't know what it is, just a joke. If you remember that you're not your emotions, that you're not your feelings, that you're not your desires, that you're not your needs, that you're not your body, that you're not your mind, that you're not your heart, that you're not even awareness, that you're not even consciousness, that you're not even the universe, that you're not even a spirit, that you're not even the source creator, that you're not even the absolute, that you're not even the presence, if you remember that you're not even the I am, if you remember that you're not even the I am not, if you remember that you're not even Om, if you remember that you're not even Om, then you will remember, you will recognize, you will realize that you're something much, much greater, something much, much more transcendental. And that thing inside of you, I just refer to it as the transcendence singularity self. Because they're really, you can't really, it's just something so quintessentially immaculate and pure and perfect and mystical and transcendental that I don't know if we will ever be able to describe it in human words and shit like that. So yeah, if you're a goddess and the things I'm sharing with you causes your nose to have butterflies in your nose, not in your stomach, then reach out. Not a check. What does that mean, guys? My nephew has some cool trainers. Not a check. Pretty nice stuff. So I'm doing a bit of marketing, a bit of direct relationship marketing to see if there is any worthy goddess who would be worthy enough. Or when I'm saying worthy enough, of course you're worthy, whoever you are. If you're single, if you have a girlfriend or boyfriend, that's cool. I'm not at this stage, I'm not gay. In my other channel, Self Transcendent Showroom, and where I've shared videos where in my early days, early adolescence, and shit like that, I was gay and all of that. Fun times, but I think it was from 2010 onwards that I chose to not be gay anymore. Then moved to Pakistan, lived for a year there, and kind of started my. Of course, I had in my birth town, I had 2 girlfriends in a very young age. I did another video for it in this channel. You should check it out. So I started this whole journey early on. I had experience of being gay and being straight and all of it. But at this stage in my journey, I'm choosing to be happy, which is what the word gay means, I think, but not to engage in sexual intercourse with another guy, because I just choose to not do it. It's just a matter of choice, honestly. Because I prefer, or at least enjoy pussy more than that. So yeah, it's kind of a bit of dark relationship marketing for that as well, but I'm doing it for fun. I'm experimenting with something new. I'm trying to, in each video, I talk about something to do with relationships, with romantic relationship, with all kinds of relationships, so we can get dimension number 3, the emotions involved and the energy and all of that, so we can have a more multidimensional balanced experience in each video, so you can get the full force of each dimension expressed through me, because all this channel is, all I'm doing, everything I've ever said is all those 013 dimensions doing the talking through me, as me, with my articulation, with my expression. But sometimes in this channel, in the Self Transcendence Mastery with Transcendence Royal Anwar, I explicitly say that those videos are about Transcendence Royal Anwar, not about Royal Anwar Transcendence, because when Transcendence Royal Anwar speaks through me, it is something else doing the talking through me. It's my own transcendent singularity self, which is beyond the tri-squared, beyond at the hereafter, inception, genesis, eternal infinity, kingdom of Yeshua and Al-Mahdi. It is a part of me that is outside the matrix. There is a part of me that is outside this whole universal cosmic infinitum, that is outside telepathy, that is outside intelligent cosmic consciousness, that is outside awareness, that is outside time. And that is the place where the transcendental absolute source creator apparently lives, my bestie, like Brahman Supreme, Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, and that cute thing, Prakriti, which is within Prakriti there is Lakshmi, Shanti, Shakti, maybe Zainab, maybe Rabia, maybe all the feminine inside Prakriti, inside Lakshmi, I don't know, maybe. I am choosing to be openly willing to experience that level of truth, and also share this level of truth and wisdom at each stage with my beloved watcher, observer, studier, that is you. This thing, this freak that is watching it is still, and you're like, wow, this guy's been blabbing about for 2 hours. I have no idea what he said, but I totally enjoyed the entertainment. So what I'm gonna do now is just break my fucking finger liking this video, and also break my finger by subscribing, and also sharing this with my friends, and writing down the top 5 to 10 things that I absolutely enjoyed and totally loved about this freak, about this drippy dude, about this sexy dude. And also I'm gonna write down top 5 to 10 things that I did not like about it, so he can get some feedback, some suggestions, some ideas to improve, because apparently this guy is always looking for ways to improve. Again, I'm choosing to always look for ways to improve, similar how in the beginning of this video one of that thing dropped and we couldn't find it, and it had miraculously dropped there in that little spot. I mean, what are the chances of that dropping from my hand and going there? I was looking down there and all under the bed and shit like that. But you saw how I played it. I could have chosen to get really upset about it. I was like, fuck it, oh, I lost the thing, now I'm gonna have to end the video and then find it. But I was like, there's somewhere here, then we found it together. The same thing, when you're going out there, you're looking to find yourself, or looking to find your own, or a better word would be like looking to realize your own truest, purest, highest, darkest, and brightest self, which makes up your greatest self. And then you're looking for functional, implemental, experimental ways to be your own spiritual, ethereal energy, eternal light essence, which makes up your self, the self in number 0. And also you're looking for ways to have a balanced experience in your self dimension, in your spiritual dimension, in your mental dimension, in your physical dimension, in your financial dimension, in your architect dimension, in your creation dimension, in your source dimension, in your transcendence dimension, in your source dimension, in your archangel dimension, in your guardian dimension, in your ascended master dimension, in your Al-013 dimension, which together those 3 different things make up your transcendent singularity self. And when you're being that, when you're embodying that, the full force of the Transcendence Infinity Merkaba opens up to you. The full force of the Transcendence Eternity Merkaba opens up to you. The full force of the full telepathic creative power force X of the Transcendence Infinity Merkaba opens up to you. The full force of the full telepathic creative power force X of the Transcendence Eternity Merkaba opens up to you. The full telepathic creative power force X of the Transcendence Singularity Merkaba opens up to you. And together those three Merkabas make up the Transcendence Quanta Fructuosis Merkaba supersystem or supercomputer, whatever you call it. It is that thing that runs the whole universal cosmic infinitum. It's like a motherboard, like a quantum computer, or not. It's not big. It's just a tiny thing. Honestly, it's a very small thing. Could literally be the size of an A4 paper. In the boardroom, where me and my bestie and some other beings, some other 13 fundamental beings live. That's what I mean. This whole thing, this whole universal cosmic infinitum could just be inside the sheet of paper and inside my own system that I designed. So you could all be living inside my Transcendence Quanta Fructuosis Merkaba. I feel like it is. I feel like you all motherfuckers are living inside the Transcendence Infinity Merkaba. Some of you are living in the Transcendence Eternity Merkaba. Some of you are living in the Transcendence Singularity Merkaba. Some special you freaks have managed to get access to the Transcendence Merkaba itself. And some special versions of you, special beings, have managed to get to a level of awareness, a level of enlightenment beyond the 0-1000, beyond the really have reached a certain level of their awareness, their intelligence, their wisdom, their cosmic consciousness has reached the level of infinity. Those special ones have gotten access to the Transcendence Quanta Fructuosis Merkaba, which is all those other three Merkabas together, which makes up a tri-squared Merkaba, tri-squared system. So everything could be inside that, honestly, this whole divine matrix. So you could call me the God King of Dragons. Some shit like that. That is how powerful you really are. Because the whole universal cosmic infinitum exists inside of you. If you choose to have faith in it, if you choose to believe, if you choose to have conviction, faith, believe, trust, belief, conviction together, faith. Faith is a tri-squared state of being. Having faith in your own transcendent singularity self, having faith in your own self, having faith in your spiritual self, having faith in your mental self, having faith in your emotional self, having faith in your physical self, having faith in your financial self, having faith in your archangel self, having faith in your creation self, having faith in your transcendent self, having faith in your source self, having faith in your archangel self, having faith in your guardian self, having faith in your ascended master self, having faith in your L-013 self, and together having absolute faithful conviction, trust, honor, excitement in your own transcendent singularity self, and maybe you will reach a level where you will be able to suck some mushrooms like this. If you're a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter your preference, or maybe if you're a girl, you will be able to lick your own paws like the sacred womb of your partner. Oh my god. Welcome to my world, motherfuckers. If you're a guy. Welcome to my world, fatherfuckers, if you're a girl. And when you understand the difference between those two, subscribe.